It happened in the dead of night, when most of Burkina Faso slept. A group of armed men moved like shadows. Their mission: remove the man who had dared to defy the global order, to kill Ibrahim Traoré. But what they didn't know was that Traoré was already waiting. This is the story of how Africa's youngest president survived an assassination and became more dangerous than ever. To understand the coup attempt, you must first understand the man. Ibrahim Traoré wasn't born into power. He was born into dust, into poverty, into a system where foreign powers dictated the fate of Africans. But unlike others, Traoré didn't bow. He joined the army, rose through the ranks, watched how France, the UN, and multinational companies operated in his homeland. Then one day, he had enough, and in 2022, at just 34 years old, he led a revolution. But power doesn't come without enemies. And Traoré's enemies weren't just foreign. Some were within his own army. Men who once smiled beside him now whispered about his fall. Foreign media began painting him as unstable. Sanctions were threatened. Military aid was withdrawn. Quietly, men began to move in the shadows. Then came that fateful night. It was around 2 a.m. Camp Diom, the military base in Ouagadougou, suddenly lost power. Gunshots rang out. Not from rebels, but from within. Masked soldiers tried to storm the presidential quarters. But Traoré didn't run. He faced them, calm, steady. Reports say he stood outside the compound with only a few loyal men. He looked his attackers in the eye and dared them to fire. But they couldn't. Some dropped their weapons. Others fled, because, in that moment, they weren't facing just a president. They were facing a man who was ready to die for his people. By dawn, the city buzzed with whispers. Rumors spread, Traoré is dead. But just hours later, he appeared, alive, strong, defiant, and angrier than ever. He gave a speech. If anyone tries to sabotage this nation again, they will not live to see another day. After that night, Traoré didn't hide. He moved faster, expelled foreign troops, seized gold mines, and tightened security around government offices. His message to the world was clear. Burkina Faso is no longer for sale. But why would anyone want Traoré dead? Because he disrupted the plan. A young African leader, not corrupt, not afraid, and not willing to be anyone's puppet. He aligned with Mali and Niger, talked openly about creating a new federation in West Africa. He called out the UN. He called out France. He demanded Africa's wealth back, especially its gold. Burkina Faso became the center of attention. This isn't just about Traoré. This is about every young African watching. It's about what happens when you refuse to kneel, when you choose to protect your country, no matter the price. History will remember the night of the failed coup. But more importantly, history will remember the man who didn't blink when the guns were aimed at him.